Well, first of all, he called me Fred Kuiper.
Take a chill pill. You are a draft expert.
No, I am
the draft expert. So Tanner said, Logan, let me tell you, Fred misses you quite a lot. Fellas, Mr. Logan Paulson right now, man. We're a man down.
I don't miss him. But it all starts now.
Welcome into Command Center, presented by SeatGeek, the official primary technique partner of the Washington Commanders. Brian Cooper Jr. here with Santana Moss, Fred Smoot, and we are down a legend. Logan, where you at?
Guys, I'm out here. Fred Kuiper's back at the compound. They send the real draft guy out to the real draft events. I'm out here at the Senior Bowl. I can't wait to tell you what I'm seeing out here with all these great prospects.
Fellas, Logan looks like he's having a good old time out in Alabama. Well, you know, Fred, I'm happy you're here still.
Yeah. Well, first of all, he called me Fred Kuiper. I want to correct. It's Fred Mache. I want to get that right there. I'm the guy. You know, I said this before. It's only 3 people that get paid to be wrong, and that's the weatherman, Logan Paulson, and Kuiper. You know who it is.
Well, I have all the faith in our draft expert, Logan Paulson, to give us all good stuff from that Senior Bowl. He will be out there all week, and we will hear from Logan Paulson a little later. But until then, fellas, conference championship just ended. The Super Bowl is set. How y'all feeling?
Oh, my God. I mean, you know, I feel bad for Detroit. I also feel bad for the Ravens. I think me and Fred was pulling for those guys so much.
We got to watch it together.
Yeah, man. I mean, but I was hoping that not only just hoping, but when you have the best team, you know, when you're talking about the Ravens, you have to find a way to win that game, you know, and so I feel bad for them.
First of all, I have learned the hard way, do not bet against Patrick Mahomes. Like, he shows us this inside and out, but when I watched that Detroit game, I feel like they gave that one away right there. I feel like the city of Detroit needed that game, and they gave it away. But, you know, the 2 best teams, Super Bowl weekend, we'll be watching.
And, brothers, I think we all were looking for the Ravens in Detroit, right? Them not being in means that some of their coordinators who are big head coach candidates are free and available to do interviews. We've heard all the reports. We've heard all of those things. Fellas, what are you feeling about our head coach vacancy and these guys that are maybe out there for us?
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to hear who's going to be the guy that get that, you know, that landing position to, I think, one of the most favorable coaching jobs right now. It's been a long time that we've sat here and said that we have a position here in Washington that guys will be pursuing or just, you know, in dire need. We already know we in dire need of, but I think it's some potential guys out there that I want to see, and I'm not going to say it now, but I'm hoping that guy lands here.
I'm just so excited. We don't no longer pay the loser tax. I'm so excited that, hey, like Tanner said, we are a destination. People want to wait to sign their contract to say, you know what, I want to get an interview there. I think that says everything. And it's an exciting moment to be a Commanders fan. Not only do we got the GM in house, and now we're finna get a new head coach. It's an exciting time right now.
Very exciting time for Commanders fans, a very exciting time around the NFL. Let's take a look at the teams that have filled their head coach vacancy. So here is your full list of new coaches around the league. And fellas, these guys are kind of familiar to you, right? The Atlanta Falcons brought in Raheem Morris. Y'all really excited to see him get
That's my guy. I can't wait to see what he does in Atlanta. He got a lot to work with down there. I can't wait to see what he do.
An ex-player, Antonio Pierce, who was the interim head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders, is now the head coach. Another guy that you guys are very familiar with, played for the Giants for a while.
Ex-teammate. No, he was my teammate. Well, we came in together, same draft class. He went undrafted, only to become a Super Bowl winner, and now a head coach. Congratulations, Antonio Pierce.
And of course, we can't leave out the guy, Jim Harbaugh. He will be back in the NFL with the AFC West. AFC West changing a lot there, fellas.
I saw that coming, too.
Yeah, we did see that coming. Now, Tanner, take it away.
Ooh. Fellas, it's time to just chill. Brought to you by Steam Fitters. Steam Fitters UA Local 602 provides the highest level HVAC and mechanical piping services. All right, Fred. We got our own segment now, man.
Just chill.
So we got this first question.
All right.
I'm gonna let you hear it.
Give it to me.
Commander 24
said
we should draft Jaden and build in the trenches. What do you think about that?
I like Jaden. We had to talk about this before the show. I do. I just have a man crush on somebody else, all right? And that guy is Caleb Williams. So this is what I say to you, Commander 24. Just chill. You know, at the end of the day, I understand you want to build the trenches. I do like Jaden Daniels. I just feel like we're so close to that spot. Why not go at one? Well, how about you? How you feel?
You know, I'm going to go against the grain a little bit. I'm okay with that, Commander 24. I'm not going to tell you to just chill. I'm almost on the side of you chilling with you. But at the same time, I do believe that it might not happen. So you're not wrong for saying it, but we're going to say just chill for this.
All right. Next question. Jermaine Johnson.
Throw it at me.
All right. We should trade the pick, get more picks, and build up the roster. So he's saying we should trade down and build a roster. What you think?
Chill out.
Just chill.
Take a chill pill.
Hey, I want to, Mr. Johnson, I'll say this to you to your face.
Talk to him.
At the end of the day, no, we're not trading down. You're too close to the top of the mountain right there. You're going to have to get top of the draft talent, and you can only get that in the top 10. Do not hit the reverse in your car and go backwards. You never see nobody race a NASCAR going backwards. Hey, keep your pick or either move up. That's our only option. I'm sorry, Jermaine. Just chill.
Just chill, Jermaine. I ain't had nothing to say about that one. All right, next question. Marvin Harrison at 2.
Yeah.
Then get O-line or QB later in the draft.
Did he say take a receiver at 2?
At 2.
It's no difference.
And this question came from Steady Eddie.
Steady Eddie. It's nothing steady about Eddie.
Yeah, ain't nothing
all right,
steady about
first
that.
of all, take it. Marvin Harrison is a generational talent at wideout, but I think Rome from Washington is a generational talent. I think it's a couple of more guys. Malik is a guy that can make things happen. I just think you got other options, and you need a quarterback. If you got a receiver with nobody to throw him the ball, you're gonna have to chill, man.
I mean, you know, one of the things that I have with that, when you have we have a slew of receivers already.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we might lose one of them.
Yeah.
But we still have 2 other guys. Marvin Harrison would be a guy that, hey, I would go out there and pick 2, but you gotta identify with what we really need more than anything, and that's the quarterback and a couple of offensive linemen. So yeah, he did talk about getting a quarterback or O-lineman later, but I don't think you want to waste that pick at number 2 for another receiver.
Yep, you cannot do it. All right,
Just chill.
The fourth one, this brought to you by your local Mayor Kiper, Mark Draft. He has us taking Jaden Daniels. All right, the one thing I know about Mayor Kiper, he's a generational liar. He's been lying for generations. I'm talking about decades of doing things. Yes, we are at number 2.
What Mel Kiper did to you, first of all?
Nothing. He done nothing. I just watched the weatherman report the news, and it's no different between partly sunny and partly cloudy. So at the end of the day, the thing with Mayor Kiper is this. Yes, we are at number 2, and some people think we're going to take Drake May. Some people think we're going to take Jaden Daniels. Some people think we're going to trade up to go get Caleb. I just don't know, and I'm willing to say I don't know. But Jaden Daniels, great athlete. I just love Caleb that much more.
Yeah, I don't see us getting that lucky to probably. I think it might change a little differently.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying just chill, Mel. I think what might happen is Marvin might go 1.
Wow, do you feel that?
And then your guy gonna come down to 2 to us.
Do you feel that?
I'm just saying.
All right. You heard it here first.
Just chill.
Always great hearing from our Commanders family. And one guy that we know our Commanders family loves is the legend, Logan Paulson. The legend is out in Mobile right now. Let's holler at him. This is your Ticket to the Draft, presented by SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders, and our sponsor for all draft coverage. My guy, Logan Paulson, man, it looks like the weather is beautiful out in Mobile, man. How you doing out there?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. I got the best seats in the house, Brian, man. I'm really excited to talk about the ticket to this draft.
Well, man, I like to think that the best seat in the house is here with your command center family in the studio.
Incorrect, so.
And Logan, let me tell you, Fred misses you quite a lot, and I'm sure you miss your best friend too.
I do. I mean, it's tough not having Fred down here to give his excellent draft insight, but, you know, they send the draft guy down to do draft events, so I guess that's the problem there.
That's the problem. We sent the draft expert, and that is you, Logan Paulson. Man, what are you looking for when you're out here at the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, so for me, it's about answering questions, right? You got a lot of guys out here that were in very specific offensive schemes in college, defensive schemes in college. So Johnny Wilson, for example, he's the biggest receiver I've ever seen. Can he play tight end, or is he skilled enough to play wide receiver? Devontae Walker from North Carolina, he ran vertical route tree. Can he do some of the other stuff that he didn't show in college, right? Linebacker, we got James Williams. He's moving from safety to linebacker. I know the Washington Commanders need that position. Can he get that done with the physicality at the position? And some of these offensive linemen, man, they measure a little bit differently. Patrick Paul, for example, from Houston, one of the biggest guys here, 36-inch arms. Can he kind of show that he can use that length and maximize? So it's really about answering questions, filling roles, and hopefully helping guys move up the board, and who's going to be available at that second round spot, the top end of that second round for the Washington Commanders.
What is your evaluating process? You talk about all these positions that we may need. What are you evaluating when you look at these prospects?
Yeah, so for me, it kind of goes through a similar evaluation. Like I watch a lot of film, kind of get all that information locked up. And then for here, it's like, again, it's what can they do? What did they not show in their college that they can show us here? Are they more physical than we thought? The great thing about the Senior Bowl, maybe the most important thing, is there's all these one-on-ones, right? I get to see good on good with every single rep. You know, Latu is one of the best pass rushers in the country. How does Fuaga from Oregon State match up with him? Can he lock that down, or are those 33-inch arms going to be an issue? So it's those one-on-ones, the competitive nature of the athlete. What is their leadership like? You get to see them on the field here in a way that you don't get to see them at any other platform. That's why the Reese's Senior Bowl is such an awesome evaluation tool.
And Logan Paulson, we know you were a premier tight end back in your day, but I got to ask you, man, what position group do you enjoy most evaluating here at the Senior Bowl?
I mean, that's a great question. I think, you know, when you're in a candy store, all the candy looks good. Like, I think that's the problem is I really enjoy watching the offensive line. I really enjoy the defense. I have a soft spot for the tight ends. Obviously, Jared Wiley from TCU is a guy that I have my eyes on, right? I was able to work with him this offseason. Big, dynamic athlete that can compete in the run game. Can he propel himself to that number 2 spot? It's just fun, man. You get so many different types of athletes, so many different types of competitors. It's such a blessing to be down here, watch them, and hopefully watch them kind of make themselves a little bit of money here for the upcoming draft.
Now, you admitted that the position you least like to evaluate are the defensive backs. Explain why again, why that is, and is there any defensive backs that have stuck out to you at the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a really unique defensive back class, right? This is the first time they've allowed juniors to come to the Senior Bowl, and there's some really nice underclassmen talent here. And one of the reasons it's hard to evaluate them, and one of the reasons the Senior Bowl is so fantastic for that evaluation is, as Fred can tell you, the DBs don't always touch the football. But here, we're going to get one-on-ones. We're going to get good on good. We're going to see how these guys, these younger underclassmen, compete with the seniors. We're going to get to see an opportunity for some of these older guys, right? Safety from Michigan, safeties from Utah, how they compete in these situations, and whether they can kind of deal with the man-to-man situations they're going to be asked to be dealt with at the NFL level.
Now, Logan, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who are you most excited to see while you're at the Senior Bowl?
Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. I mean, there's all these quarterbacks down here, these receivers, these offensive linemen. I think for me, it's Talisi Fuaga from Oregon State. He's a guy that I, in the mock draft I did, he's my second best tackle. He went 10 to the New York Jets. He is just a physical football player. Maybe not the best athlete at all time, but I want to see that physical, competitive nature on the field. And can he be the bully he was at Oregon State against some higher level competition? I can't wait to find out.
And Logan, just a perfect transition, man. I love that you brought up your mock draft because after we get off the phone with you, we'll be taking a look at that mock draft. Now, I got to ask you a question before you go because I know you're busy. I know you have a lot of scouting to do. You put Jayden Daniels at number 2 in your mock draft, man. That's above some other quarterbacks that some people may expect to go number 2. Why did you choose Jayden Daniels, or why are you so high on him?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a little bit controversial on that mock draft, but to me, he's the most dynamic athlete at the position. He shows tremendous accuracy. He protects the football, lowest interception rate amongst the top guys in the draft this year. He can run, he can scramble, he can be a part of the design run game. Again, to me, it's the accuracy, the deep ball accuracy. I know he's thrown to some really dynamic playmakers, but I love kind of the competitive poise that he showed. I also like that he improved each year at LSU. So for me, Drake May's not a bad football player, but I think this year Jayden Daniels was just better in every statistical category, better at making plays, better in his team, better in those big moments where his team needed him to make those plays. So that's why he was number 2 for me on the draft board.
Well, Logan, nobody is better at this draft stuff than you, my friend. Thank you so much for taking the time with us. We know you're busy out there. The weather looks amazing.
Thanks so much,
I'm
Brian.
jealous because it's very, very cold out here. Now, stay tuned to our Commanders YouTube page because Logan Paulson will be out at the Senior Bowl giving you content daily. That's right, he is pushing out content daily. Logan, thank you so much for your time. Now, we're going to check out Logan Paulson's mock draft. These are our lucky numbers brought to you by Maryland Lottery Fast Play Games. Play fast, win fast today, but please play responsibly. Now, as you just heard Logan say, he put together a top 10 mock draft. And you see Fred right there. Jayden Daniels at number 2, much like your boy, Mel Kiper.
Same person. Let's just tell the truth. They the same person. They think the same. Now, when I look at his draft tackle down that low, we seen these tackles change the draft. 2 back-to-back wide receivers, 3 back-to-back wide receivers, and Brock Bowers at 9. Really, Logan?
That is very surprising because, I mean, Tanner, you had Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 1.
I like
he's
Marvin.
that talented.
Yeah, I like Marvin at 1, and then you talk about Caleb. You know, he loves Caleb. Yeah. I love Caleb. I'm not so sure it's going to land this way or fall this way, but I would like to see Marvin go at 1, then Caleb falls to us, and then you got Drake May and those. Drake May, Rome, and Malik, those guys underneath him, and then I have, like at 6, I have my man Brock Bowers moving up from 9. So, You know, I can feel Logan a little bit with this because, you know, he knows a little bit more. I mean, Logan puts a little more time into what, you know, goes on with that draft, but you never know. Things change up crazy.
Always.
Well, Fred, you have said yourself, you are a draft expert.
No, I am the
draft expert. So Tanner said we didn't put the time in, but you put some time in.
I put the time in
And then the top
years.
10 yourself. How does this compare to your mock draft?
Don't this look a lot better? don't this look a lot better? All right. Now you say, Fred, you still have Caleb at 1. Yeah. Yes, I do. Maybe a little switcheroo with the top 2 teams. All right, Chicago and us right there. Now I also have Drake May going before Jaden Daniels because I feel like with Drake May is something there, untapped potential. I think Jaden Daniels have made it to his potential. He can get better in the league, but what I'm saying is Drake May is a lot of unknown there, and we know what the draft is about, Santana. It's all about the unknown. Now, Marvin Harrison Jr. at 4, people gonna say that's low. Quarterbacks rule everything around me. So at the end of the day, I got to go there. I don't think Brock Bowers make it past 5 because Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers is right there. New York Giants with Nick Neighbors right there. Afinu is my guy at tackle. Now, Joe, he's very good. He's your everyday Notre Dame tackle. He's going to be there for 15 years. I think this kid right here is special, though. I really do.
Now, Ted, I got to point out the Brock Bowers because we talked about this a little bit off air, right? A tight end going in top 5. Now, last year we saw the rookie tight end class get off. There were some big names in there. Would you be taking a tight end in the top 5?
I have him at 6 for me, but I could, you know, I won't be shocked. You know, he's one of those talent. I mean, he's shown us the last few years. Last year he got hurt, and he still was the best tight end in college football. So I won't be surprised, but I'm thinking 6, and I believe who picked at 6 is the New York Giants. Giants at 6. Now, you would say, Tanner, hold on, Giants just got a big guy in the free agency last year. Trust me, he don't fit their mold or what they're trying to do. That guy there does.
And the guy you mentioned is Darren Waller. Would be interested to even see them both be out there. Now, last question on this mock draft for you guys. He has Drake May above Jaden Daniels. Me and you are high on Jaden Daniels. What do you feel about Drake May, and why wouldn't you put him here, Tanner?
Well, what I will say is Drake May right now going into the draft, he might have more capital because of what he's done, you know, over the past, you know, time of his all throughout his years. Now, Daniel's one of those guys. He surprised everybody. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, and you know he showed everybody that he can be spectacular off schedule. So when it comes to draft picks, you gotta. It's all about those teams. Who needs that quarterback, that for sure pocket guy, who have escapability, or who needs that playmaker? And that's how I feel about those two guys.
Man, it is great to see you guys get into it on this draft. Man, what an exciting draft is going to be, man. These are some heavy hitters right here. Fred, we appreciate you putting a mock draft together. Logan, we appreciate you for doing your thing out in Mobile. Now, stay tuned to our Commanders YouTube page because Logan Paulson will be putting out content every day while he's out at that Senior Bowl. And, of course, stay tuned because we could have breaking news at any moment, but we'll be right here covering everything you need to know about your Commanders. Until then, Commanders family, Brian Coble Jr., Fred Smoot, Santana Moss, we'll see you next Thursday.
Back-to-back 13s draft.
Tonight, Dad came with. He didn't want his little sweet potato to be here without him. But now, he really wishes she was here without him. Next time, he'll just let her roll with her new entourage. And he'll only trust SeatGeek with the tickets. Because when she finds her happy place, he can find his way back to the car. The ticketing app trusted by fans. SeatGeek, so fans can fan.